Now let's begin the practice lying down on your backs. Make sure that you've got everything in reach that you might need throughout the practice. And as you find your comfort lying there, settle into this unusual situation first. Simply acknowledging that what you might need is not always at hand. Maybe reconsider what you really need. Noticing that what you need lies all within. As you bring your whole awareness inside. As you feel your physical body lying there on your mat. As you take your awareness to the physical body, noticing sensations. Maybe the room is a little bit cool and you feel the cold air. Maybe you just concentrate on the sensations underneath you. The weight of the body against the mat, the floor, the earth, the ground that holds you. And no matter what is going on in our outside world, we can always feel. We can always come back to ourselves and acknowledge gravity is still there, it's holding us on the earth. Your mind is still going. Either you are with this practice right now or just wandered away. Taking your awareness from this place now to your breath. Breath flowing in and out. And as you bring the awareness to the breath, notice the sensations within the nostrils, the air passing through. Knowing that these all are points of awareness you can always return to, no matter where. Start to deepen your breathing now and try and find a pattern that's quite balanced between the in and the out breaths. So allow yourself to feel the in-breath coming, the out-breath going, and with a deeper breath here, you might change to full yogic breathing, belly ribs to your collarbones. Same pattern, in and out of the nose. Anyone feeling Ujjayi breath is the right technique to use for this practice, you can add the light constriction in the back of your throat, creating a hissing sound, another way of remaining in this moment, listening to the sound of the breath. Allow a few more breaths to flow. Establishing a pattern that is sustainable to move through the whole practice. As you take your next inhalation, reach your arms up to the ceiling, and as you're breathing out, take the arms down behind the head onto the floor. When you next inhale, stretch from your fingers down towards your toes. And then just simply stay there, but soften your body. While you next breathe in, step one foot to the ground, roll over onto your side and stretch out long on your side. And then flop onto the back like jelly on a plate. Now step the other foot onto the ground and roll over to the opposite side, reaching out long on this side, stretch, and then flop down onto your back. As you reach your arms out towards the sides, draw both knees into the chest and give them a hug. You might choose to rock a bit from side to side, beginning to stimulate the back gently. And then on the next inhalation, let's open the arms out wide. Keep your knees squeezing together, your feet lifted off the floor, and let your knees move from side to side. If you feel this is too strong, you can step the feet down onto the mat. You might also choose to begin rolling the head very gently in the same rhythm from side to side as you keep your arms wide open, helping you to be anchored into the floor. Next time you move over towards the right-hand side, let the legs relax to that side. You can separate the knees if need be. You can soften the shoulders, the arms, but you might keep moving the head if you like. Maybe it feels better to hold it still. Then take a deep breath in. And on the exhalation, activate your core strength, lift your knees to the center and then take them over and across to the other side. Your approach here could be similar as you relax your shoulders and arms at first, your legs relax to the side. And you might then either hold your head somewhere or keep rocking the head. Taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, engage your core once more, hugging your knees in towards the chest again. Starting to rock forward and back. Until a few times later, you reach an upright seated position. Let your hands come to rest down by the sides of the body. Take a breath in, move your shoulders forward, roll them back. Let your arms move along with these rolling movements. Let your upper body begin to move with it. Take your shoulders into the first flow. And now I'd ask you to take a deep breath in, lift your arms up over your head. You might choose to interlace your fingers, Charlie's Angels Mudra, touching your index finger together. And as you're breathing out, bending over to one side, keep that a movement, inhaling center, exhaling, bending to the other. Keep flowing in this way. Couple more times to each side, creating some space in the side of the body. And as you lift back up on the next in-breath, interlace your hands completely. Push the palms down in front of your chest. And then turn the palms away from you. Breathe in. And on the exhalation, push the palms forward and round deeply into your back. Next, breath in to lift your arms, to lift your feet, and to extend the arms along the sides for a brief boat to change over. As you land with your legs crossed in a different way, releasing back up into sitting. Now let's draw the shoulders back, lift them up and roll them forward. And we're continuing with a few shoulder rolls in the opposite direction to before. And on the next in-breath, lifting your arms up tall. Now, when you return to Charlie's Angels Mudra, changing the interlace of your fingers. Breathe in here. And as you're breathing out, now lean over to one side and pause there for the length of a breath. Reach into your arms. Breathe out. Inhaling, center yourself. Exhaling, go to the other side. Length of a breath as you reach into the arms. Go a bit deeper. Inhaling again. Now I'll ask you to release the whole interlace and interlace the hands again, this time behind your back. Start to lift the arms away from your back. Open your chest. If you like, you can lift the chin up. And then release the pose. Take your feet over to the side and come onto your hands and your knees. All four stands. Simple cat and cow movement for 3 rounds. As you inhale, soften the elbows, lift tail and gaze. When breathing out, deeply round into the back and straighten the arms. Inhaling, elbows softening, gaze lifting, tail lifting. Out breath, stretch into the arms, press the floor away and round your back. One more time, breathing in. And out breath for the cat. Release back into a neutral stance from here. On the next in-breath, extend your right leg back. Nice and long leg pointing through the toes. And on the exhalation, bring nose and knee together underneath, rounding your back again. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling and round. Do that one more time, breathing in for length. Breathing out to round. Hold the roundedness. Tuck the knee up towards the chest, towards the nose. And on your next inhalation, extend the leg out, land the foot down completely onto the mat. You might swing the other leg over, taking a breath in to reach your arm up. We're in a supported side plank. If you feel like a big stretch, reach your arm towards the front of the mat. Grounding down to the outer edge of the back foot. You're feeling very strong today. Extend the lower leg too, finding a full side plank. From there, bring your hands to the ground, turn towards the front. Place your knee back down or knees and sit back towards the heels, extended child's pose. Keep spreading your fingers out, keep them wide, your arms away from the floor, the shoulders rolled open. On your next in-breath, return onto all fours. Notice your stance. Has it changed in any way? Do you need to adjust it? On the next in-breath now, bring your left leg back. Again, point out through the toes, nice and long leg. On your out-breath, bring nose and knee together underneath your body. Repeat that twice more. Breathing in to extend. Breathing out to curl in. Last one again, we will hold Nose, knee coming in together, rounded back. Really work on lifting your knee up towards your nose. While you inhale, extend the leg now. Land the whole sole of the foot down onto the mat behind you. Swing the other foot a little over. Take a breath in, reaching your left arm upwards. And here's the option again of reaching your arm forward, grounding down to the outer edge of the foot on the back of the mat. Extension, you might lengthen the lower leg too, finding a full side plank. From this place, come into plank or kneeling plank, your choice. While you lift up, hips reaching into downward facing dog. Move this down dog, walk it out. Maybe your legs are working, maybe your arms are walking, maybe you're walking on both ends. Now please keep walking as you take your feet towards the front end of the mat. Coming here into a standing forward bend, lower your head, let your arms hang loose. Your knees might be lightly bent as you're releasing. Neck soft, give the head a gentle shake. I know some of you are looking forward every now and then to get some visual cues. So make sure the neck softens here. Allow the weight in the feet to slightly lean forward. Noticing that there might be length coming into the back line, the backs of the legs maybe into your back. Take a deep breath in case you've lost your breath because I can't hear you. And as you're breathing out, engage Mula Bandha and curl slowly up into standing, taking your time. While you take a breath in, reach your arms up high. Interlace the hands again back to Charlie's Angel's Mudra. Find your tall stance. Stay grounded and active in the feet and reach up into the fingers. And as you're breathing out now, bending over to one side. Inhale, center, and exhale, bending to the other. Take a breath in as you rise. Full interlace of your hands. By breathing out, push the palms down in front of the chest. As you inhale, turn the palms forward, hands to the heart. And as you're breathing out, bend your knees and push the arms forward, lower your gaze and round your back. It's like a chair pose variation. From here, release the interlace and turn it into a full chair pose. Gaze might lightly come forward. If the shoulders are feeling tight, palms of the hands facing upwards. Take a breath in. On the exhalation, fold all the way down, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. In breath, half lift, come to your fingertips or hands to your shins. On your out breath now, stepping your right foot back into a lunge. You can stay here on your fingertips while you're lengthening the spine forward. Now let's reach the right arm forward, bring the left arm down by the side, alongside the body. Press back out into the heel of the right foot. From this place, bring your right hand down firmly onto the mat. You need support, your right knee will land on the mat. You don't come to the outer edge of this foot. Turn your left toes outwards, reach your left arm up. Variation here, full side plank. As you step your left foot back in line with the right. Let's bring the hands down. Either your knees are down, transitioning into full plank or kneeling plank. On your out breath now, lower down onto the mat. As you breathe in, lift your head, chest for a cobra. On your out breath, sit back to extended child's pose. Pause here for an in-breath and an out-breath. And on the following inhalation, come to all fours. Tuck your toes under and exhaling into downward facing dog. In and out breath here as you establish your stance on hands and feet. With the next in-breath, extending your right leg up. On your out-breath, bring knee and nose together around your back. Do 2 more, breathe in to extend. Exhale, bring in and round. And the last one, same as on all fours, hold rounded. Stepping your foot forward between your hands. Come onto your fingertips, extending out into the left heel this time. And as you take your next breath in, reach your left arm forward and bring your right arm alongside the body. Keep reaching out into the left heel. Placing the left hand down firmly onto the mat. Either bring your left knee down or come to the outer edge of the left foot. Turn your right toes out, reach your right arm up. You're preparing again for a side plank as you might extend your leg as well. Bring your hand onto the mat. Find yourself back in a plank pose. Take your right knee into the chest and step the foot forward again. Join the other foot, half lift on your in-breath. Out-breath, standing forward bend. Inhale here. On your out-breath, Mula Bandha core, and roll up slowly into standing. Breath in to lift your arms up, interlacing the hands again back to Charlie's Angel's Mudra, maybe a slightly different cross of the hands. And as you're breathing out, bending back towards the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the other. Inhaling, center. And as you exhale, circle your arms around. Interlace the hands behind your back. On the in-breath, lift the arms away from the back. Open your chest, maybe lifting the gaze. Take a deep breath in here. And as you're breathing out, bend your knees, fold over your thighs, keep the hands in your interlace, bending forward. Arms stay away from the back if your shoulders allow you that. Stay for another breath. And then release the arms down. As you breathe in, half lift again. On the out breath, left foot steps back into a lunge. We'll take this into a flying lunge now. So again, press out through the left heel, but this time take your arms out towards the sides, slightly into a diagonal. If possible, palms of the hands facing down, spreading out into your fingers. Gaze is lightly down and forward. Maybe you can briefly close the eyes and play with your balance. Bringing your hands back down onto the mat, step back into down dog. Down dog, breathe in, roll forward into plank or kneeling plank. On your out breath, lower onto the mat. On your in-breath, lift your head and chest, cobra. On your out-breath, stretch back into extended child's pose. On the in-breath, to all fours. On the out-breath, down dog. So don't feel obliged to move with my pace. That's why I always mention the breath. Stay for one more breath in your downward facing dog. And as you next inhale, lift your left leg. Out breath, knee, nose together and round your upper back. Repeating for 2 more. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, curling. Last one, please hold. Stepping the foot forward between the hands. Encourage your right heel back. We'll repeat the flying warrior. Let your arms extend into the diagonal, out to the sides. Arms off the hands, facing down. Gaze slightly forward and down. So you're building a straight line here from the crown of the head to the heel of the right foot. And the fingers are spread out, fully active in the arms. Next exhalation, bring your hands down to the mat. Step forward, half lift on your in-breath. Exhaling to fold. Inhale to stay. And when breathing out, core support, rolling up into standing. While you take the breath in, lift your arms up, lift your gaze. And on the out breath, bring your hands down in front of the chest. Lifting your right foot up for a tree. Take your time to steady gaze and find balance. And as you next breathe in, let's reach the arms out and up. Coming back to interlace the hands to Charlie's Angel's Mudra. Lifting your right knee now towards the chest. And as you're breathing out, begin to lean forward and extend Warrior 3. Arms forward too strong, extend them out to aeroplane pose. Point your toes now and step the foot down. Warrior 1 stand. You can keep your arms for now as you might lift them. Keep the stands a little bit apart, like hip distance, so your hips can face forward. Ground down through the feet, as if you were to pull your feet in towards each other, and the pelvis will adjust. Now let's release the interlace. As you breathe in, reach upwards. And as you're breathing out, roll your shoulders and arms in, looking down. Let's do that again. Breathing in to lift up. Breathing out to roll forward and to look down. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, rolling down. Now breathe in again to lift. And as you're breathing out, circle your arms all the way out and lean halfway forward. Keep your solid stance, your pelvis in balance. Your hands can come to the top of the thigh, maintaining your length in the spine. And when you're breathing out, start lowering. Your hands might slide all the way down towards the floor. They might stay resting against your leg somewhere. As you take a breath in, bring a wave and lengthen the spine forward. Keep this moving as you breathe out, nose towards the knee. Inhaling, lengthen forward. Exhaling, fold. So front leg, both legs are straight. As you inhale, one more, wave forward. And on your out breath, pause, nose towards the knee. On your next in-breath, bend the front knee, planting your right hand down firmly into the mat. You might extend the right leg a little bit further back or place the right knee to the floor. Going back into side plank, as you could roll to the outer edge of the foot. Either turn your left toes out or extend the leg back, left arm reaching to the ceiling. Hands to the mat, Plank or kneeling plank. Come through Vinyasa. As you exhale, lower. Keep your elbows by your sides. Inhaling, cobra or up dog. And out breath over knees or toes, down dog. Take a pause in your chosen pose. Happy or downward facing dog. Keep the breath flowing deeply. Acknowledging at any stage if you need a pause, knowing that your body is your best teacher. On your next in-breath, lift your right leg into the air. On your out-breath, bring knee and nose together and step the right foot forward. Come back onto your fingertips, extending your left arm forward and right arm comes along the side of the body. Push down into the left heel. Now fly your arms out. Nothing else changes. Flying warrior pose. From this place, take a step forward and breathe in to lift your arms. Interlacing the hands once more. As you're breathing out, bend over to your side again. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bend to the other. Inhale, lift. Release the hands, touch the palms and bring the hands down to the heart space. Pause as you breathe in and out, establishing a solid gaze and lifting your left foot for a tree pose. Your foot can be on the ground or the foot can be against the inner thigh, anywhere in between really, just not against the knee. Take a few breaths. On your next in-breath, circle your arms out and up. As you approach Charlie's Angels Mudra, consider changing the interlace of your fingers, the cross of your thumbs. On your next in-breath, lift your left knee in front. On your out-breath, start to extend into Warrior 3. Right back into the heel. If the arms are too strong, take them out to the sides. Now point the foot. Land the foot down for Warrior 1 stance. Take your arms with you into this warrior pose and maybe wiggle your feet into a more solid stance, about hip distance apart. As you might reach up. From there, release the interlace of the fingers. And when breathing out, roll your arms forward, your shoulders forward, and lower your gaze, rounding the back. On the in-breath, lift your arms, your gaze. On your out-breath, repeat that. Maintain your solid stance. Feel your feet folding in and pulling in towards each other. Last round here, inhaling, lift. Exhaling, rounding forward. As you will lift again, come to straighten into the front leg and circle your arms out and around to the side as you lean halfway forward. From here, release your hands to the thigh. Keep your length in the spine, inhaling. And on the exhalation, slide your hands down, lower your nose towards the knee. Hands can rest either side of the foot, on your shin or on your thigh. Nose is here towards the knee. We're adding 3 rounds of waving. On the inhalation, wave your spine forward. On your out breath, fold a bit deeper. 2 more like this. Inhaling, length. Exhaling, fold. One more, and after that one, then pausing within the pyramid stance. Checking in with the sensations that you can feel in your legs. On the next in-breath, bending into your front knee. You might step your left foot a little bit further back, more into a lunge. Left hand plants down firmly. Left knee to the ground or outer edge of the left foot. Right foot can turn out as we come into a supported or a full side plank pose. From your side plank, swing your arm down full on kneeling plank. Slowly lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Out breath over knees or toes. Down dog. Pause as you add 3 deep, full yogic breaths. Whenever you have completed your 3 breaths, your next inhalation, left leg rises. On your out breath, bring your knee and nose together and step the foot forward between the hands. Always help it if it's not a good listener. Reaching your right arm forward, left arm comes along the side of the body. Press back out into your right heel. As you next inhale, fly the warrior out, arms away from the sides of the body. Next in-breath, step forward, reach your arms up. On your out-breath, find a chair pose. On your in-breath, reach your arms forward. On your out-breath, interlace the hands behind your back. Push the arms away from the back as you open your heart towards the front. And then the belly to the thighs as you breathe out for a standing forward bend. Let your head release. Arms maybe far away from the back, maybe resting if your shoulders are feeling sore. Then release your hands down towards the mat. Wait for your next exhalation to round up into standing. And when you take a breath in, lift your arms like wings and your right knee. Crossing your leg over as we're approaching eagle pose. Right arm underneath the left shoulder, hug or palms touching. Let your shoulders relax here. Big toe can be on the ground. Squeeze the legs and the arms together, feeling fully into the energy lines of the body. Now keep your arms as they are, and on your next in-breath, lift your right knee again. Start leaning forward to another warrior 3 as you're extending the leg back. Point out through the toes. Land the foot back into a warrior 1 as you begin to lift the elbows. Coming into a light back bend, front knee stays in a bend. As you unwind your arms, breathe in and lift them up. On your out breath, roll the shoulders forward, looking down. On the in-breath, straighten your front leg and lengthen your spine to the front. On your out-breath, fold down, nose towards the knee. On the in-breath, bend your knee, lift your heel, lengthen the spine forward. Now reach your right arm to the front, left arm down by your side. Lower the heel this time And take a good windmill to take your arms out into a warrior two. As you now inhale, make soft fists with your hands. And when you're breathing out, spread into all of the 10 fingers. As you inhale now, straighten your front leg, standing tall. On your out breath, come into triangle pose. As you inhale, reach to the top, hand fingertips, and then wrap this arm behind your back. On your in-breath now, roll your gaze down, look towards your toes, shoulder comes in. And as you're breathing out, push into the floor and extend back to triangle. Let's do that once more. Arm behind the back as you breathe in, roll your shoulder, your gaze towards your big toe. And when breathing out, push the floor away and extend fully into the triangle pose. Once more, if you dare, inhaling, looking down. Exhaling to fully extend into the triangle. Keep this length of the triangle as you breathe in. And then bend both of your knees as you swing your arm down towards the mat. Your choice to come into side plank first or to go straight into a flow. Arm might lift for the side plank. Hands to the mat, plank or kneeling plank, and then adding your vinyasa if that's your choice. Finding a resting pose, down dog, or a child's pose, puppy pose. Pause to breathe. Your next movement is either walking, stepping, or jumping the feet to the top end of the mat. Inhalation, half lift. Exhalation, forward bend. Wait for your in-breath. And as you're breathing out, begin to roll up into standing. On your in-breath, lift your arms out like wings and lift your left knee up. Crossing the leg over for your eagle. Before you take your left arm underneath the right, finding your eagle arms. Steady your gaze, we're holding the balance. Encouraging legs and arms to tuck in towards each other. While you keep your arms in this position, breathe in and lift your left knee, extending back and forward into warrior three. Point your toes, land your foot down for warrior one, stand. And while you inhale, still keep your arms, lift your elbows while you keep a bend in the front. As you unwind the arms, lift them up and lift your gaze. On your out breath, roll your shoulders forward, round your back. As you place your hands against the thigh, lengthen the legs and the spine forward, in breath. On your out breath, slowly lower. As you breathe in, bring a bend into the front knee, extend the leg a little bit further backwards. On the next breath, lift your left arm forward, right arm by the side. Then land your heel and find the windmill to a warrior two. Breathe in as you make gentle fists. And breathe out to spread into all the 10 fingers. While you extend the front leg, inhale. On the out breath, find a triangle pose. Let your upper arm gently wrap behind your back. If you choose to move here, breathe in, lower your gaze, roll your shoulder in, look to your big toe. And when breathing out, push the floor away and extend back into triangle. And you might repeat this movement twice more. Arm behind the back as you inhale, looking down. On the exhalation, push into the floor, reach into the fingers, both arms. One more round. And in that last one, holding your triangle pose. When you inhale, bend your knees, swing your arm down, placing either both hands down straight into a vinyasa or just the left hand and rolling over and transitioning into side plank. And then from side plank into your flow. Once more, completing all flows in child's pose or downward facing dog. Deep full breath in and out of the nose. If you're in a down dog, on your next inhalation, lower your knees onto the mat. And we will all slide our hands to take a hold of the heels. This is going into rabbit pose. If you have high blood pressure, you're not feeling okay to invert, you might have your hands instead by your side and have the head just looking downwards. If you want to go into the full expression, keep a hold of the heels, tuck the chin in, place the head onto the ground, rolling to the top of the head. For this, your hips would be high up into the air. As you stay in this pose, if possible, for another 5 breaths. Notice where your breath is. Maybe it has returned to where it was before. When you have completed your breaths, sit your buttocks back to the heels, stack your fists, and rest your forehead onto stacked fists. Then start rolling up gently into sitting and take your legs out in front. Placing your hands down by your sides, you might choose to have your knees in a bend. Taking a breath in to reach the arms up and to lift your gaze. And then breathing out, fold over your thighs and just let your hands land where they feel comfortable. Keep your shoulders in their sockets. Breathe in to lengthen the whole back forward, just like we did in the pyramid pose. And on your out breath, then fold. I invite you to either move gently, like we did in the pyramid, lengthening forward and folding deeper, or you could choose to hold. Please only attach your hands to your feet if your shoulders are feeling relaxed. And stay here. Long, deep in and out breaths. Maybe your out breath now can be longer than your inhalation as you're using each breath to get deeper. If you like, you can Lift your arms up straight away, or you can walk the hands back if you prefer. Let's take a deep breath in once you're seated and reach your arms up. Circling the arms out and around behind the back. Place hands down, fingers facing forward, or your fists. Upward plank or tabletop if you prefer the tabletop, feet down, hip distance apart. Take a breath in, we all lift our hips up, gaze can stay forward, or you can start guiding the head back. Pause in this back bend for a few breaths, whichever one you've chosen. 2 more breaths if possible. Before releasing back down onto the floor gently. Let your feet lift off the ground, let your arms lift off the floor. Returning to our boat pose. This time, if your back and strength allow you, extend the boat slowly, so slowly that you might start trembling somewhere in between. And release your body then down onto the mat. As you're lying down on your back, take a deep breath in and lift your arms up over your head. Stretch your arms out long. Stretch down into the toes. And as your next breathing out, give the knees a good squeeze into the chest and have a little rock here from side to side. On the next in-breath, open your arms out wide and begin to rock your knees from side to side, same as we did at the beginning of the practice, and you could choose to roll your head. From this place, get comfortable. And come into Shavasana pose. As we are not in the studio, I can't help you giving you blankets or cushioning for your head. So please do take your time to set yourself up, making sure you're not cold. Noticing if your head is falling back in the pose. If it is, try a light chin tuck, maybe a light cushioning underneath the back of the head. Also, if you have a bolster, slide it under the knees. If your lower back is sore, you can have your feet on the ground. Otherwise, legs long and let them roll apart. Let the toes roll outwards. Your arms roll outwards, so the palms of the hands are facing the ceiling. If you can't close your eyes, just fix your gaze on a solid spot against the ceiling. Regaining your inner stillness. I invite you to be perfectly still for a little while. And as the physical body is resting, bring your mind to a single focus, which might be your breath flowing in and out. Either the fact that it is, or the sensations. While you allow your physical body to remain restful, I will share a few words about acceptance. There's great freedom in accepting things as they are. You cannot move forward on your path until you release some of the blame, anger, and sorrow that you have collected on your life's journey. Ganesha, the elephant god, is asking you to forgive those from the past who have hurt you and to be willing to forgive yourself too. Open your heart to the world outside and to the one within. This deeper state of recognition and acceptance is what pushes you forward in your spiritual adventure. Love without judgment and live without predetermined opinions. Accept and express your true self. The ego is beginning to align with the soul. What a relief. You don't have to control everything, fix everything, and know everything. If you've been overly serious and tense, you now start to remember happiness. You may find that you can laugh at things instead of getting infuriated. Your contentment in life improves dramatically when you harness your ability to look at the world from a more spiritual perspective.